One of the largest parasites I've ever seen also happens to be one I passed on my own. Get ready. Alright, well guys, this is going to be some really graphic content, so if you're squeamish or you don't want to see some bowel movement stuff or parasites in my bowel movements, then move along. I don't know how you click this or if it started playing on autoplay. That is one cruel autoplay algorithm if you're not interested in this stuff. Or you're sharing an account with somebody you probably shouldn't be. I don't know. Anyways, so without further ado, this is a parasite cleanse that I've done. And I've been cleansing and getting rid of parasites for this entire year now. I delayed making this video for so long simply because I thought for sure I was going to pass an extremely large parasite, and I'm actually still battling it. I've heard of people taking up to 32 months to eliminate larger parasites, and I've also, I don't know, I've heard it could take 2 years, 32 months, some people after a year, but some of these people weren't actually targeting parasites, and I've been more intentional, so I think I've made really great progress. I'm still looking forward to the day when I don't have any parasites, and I'll clue you in as we go as to how I've been doing these things. So this is right here in the middle, the main thing on this slide. This is actually a gallstone I passed, which is about the size of a pea, and there's a bunch of tiny ones around it, here, there. Everything else in here, there's some salad, not too many other things that are out crazy salad, or outright parasite matter. Some of it definitely would be biofilm. It looks like that could be in the way bottom of the toilet there, but yeah, I've passed hundreds of gallstones, literally never had problems with gallstones beforehand. This over here, I think that's just some nut undigested, but yeah, all these little green stones all around the outside, man, and then there's other ones here and there, but that's one of the larger ones I've ever passed. And as your body prepares to pass these things, you will actually notice that your body softens them, so they're not going to be as hard to pass, or else they wouldn't even come through if they weren't soft. And it may be painful, and some of this other stuff, I was using diatomaceous earth. I was using activated charcoal, because once you have die-off symptoms, then you'll start to feel sick, nauseous. I made a video about detoxing and the Herxheimer reaction. But yeah, definitely some more parasite matter here mixed in with some dark. That's actually probably, they'd say, a phase 2 or 3 ropeworm. I haven't actually studied the phases in a long time, but these can adhere to your intestinal wall and feed off your blood, and it's a very controversial thing because they're not well documented. That's the thing. But there's a whole bunch of crazy different videos out there on the internet, and this is actually one of the largest parasites that I've passed. If you look at this is humongous. This is it's pretty long. It's probably about a foot, but it would have been like a cigar, the size of a cigar. And I'm still probably battling with one this size inside of me. And this was after doing coffee enemas, lemon retention enemas, just lemon juice straight up. I actually juiced 3 to 6, slowly worked up to 3 to 6 lemons by themselves to get rid of this thing. I was doing all those other things that I mentioned already. I waited until the right time to do another seasonal cleanse using wormwood and Parasmart, which has been in my other videos. Black walnut as well is something I've used a lot of. So I also passed this one about the same time that I was dealing with a slight wormwood toxicity. And so I have definitely delayed and cut off doing any wormwood, because I should probably continue to detox and make sure I'm not doing that. I used a little bit just the other day because of some discomfort I was feeling, but during this time, I way overdid it and wouldn't suggest people do as much as I did, which was sometimes an ounce a day of a tincture that said use 30 drops, 2 or 3 times maybe a day. And yeah, so if you wanted to learn more about wormwood toxicity, I made a video about that on my channel, but in this thing ginormous, this is just freaking crazy, right? There's another angle of it. And then, yeah, this is one crazy one mixed in here with a ton of, this is also, come on, zoom. So that's part of one. And then all this is liver stones. These yellow ones are totally liver stones. As you cleanse, you should be passing liver stones and gallstones, most likely. Everybody has them, even if they're not having troubles with them, as far as they know. But if you have trouble digesting, my gosh, this slideshow is driving me nuts. If you have trouble digesting dairy, then you may have a problem with that. So this looks like a freaking sausage that somebody made, right? No, this is actually some fresh matter that died off very quickly after a lemon retention enema. And you can tell that it's very fresh and died off very quickly because while these ropeworms, not much is known about them, I believe that they're semi-segmented, or for their own survival, they can just have part of themselves die off so that they can keep living and thriving off you, basically. But you can tell with that red in there, this has definitely been feeding on me recently as to when it passed away, whereas most of the other ones are dyed from, changed colors from like, this would be a normal color for it to something totally different because it was the other ones I've used different things. Okay, so hopefully no more interruptions, but anyways, yeah, so there's more freshly dead parasite matter. There's that big piece that I moved around, and there's a ton of biofilm right there. That's all the outside of this thing, and so annoying, man. So disgusting. But yeah, there's a better picture. It's green because I've taken like chlorophyll, concentrated chlorophyll. I prefer chloroxygen. I've got video reviews about that. Oh my gosh, I'm so annoyed. So here's yet another ropeworm parasite. And it's a couple of them tangled together, right? So in my experience, when I've done these cleanses, detoxes, retention enemas, I'll hear these things die, and it's like they're balloons that just kind of fizzle out, and it's like, for me personally. So it's very similar to when somebody's stomach is growling because they're hungry. So is that parasite related? Maybe. So... But yeah, I mean, I stopped taking pictures in the last several months. These are actually from probably around May until maybe September-ish, because I've just really stopped becoming very interested because I've passed so many of them and I'm feeling better. And I mean, what else are you going to see? For me, if there was something new, I'd probably take a picture. But for me, I've seen all this stuff. I've seen different sizes. And this is really just a highlight for that huge one that I passed and that you saw the photo of already. But yeah, more gallstones. Those are about pea size. And yeah, more ropeworms. And yeah, tons of gallstones, tons of liver stones in here. Lemon, topically, essential oil has been really good for me to cleanse and get these things out of there. There's a big chunk of one that passed away. Literally passed. All right, so yeah, there's the big one with some liver stones. Kind of big one. Tons of liver stones. Some gallstones. Another 1 footer-ish. 2 of them like entwined together. Another photo of the same one that's a different one. Another different one. I got my night light that's all dirty, but whatever, you gotta wash it sometimes. And here's another one. This was another foot long one or 2 because it was really hard to pick up because it was already dead and my body's partially digested it. But there's a big long one, pretty fat long one, thick part that broke off, I'm sure. And then, yeah, I mean, it looks like friggin' spaghetti noodles and stuff. And yeah, some of these are same days, some of these are different, but let's watch this and see. This is after a 6 ounce and 2 quarts of water lemon juice enema. I've been feeling some pretty big die-off symptoms, and without moving anything around, I think I see some big nasties right there. And let's see, liver stones, gallstones in abundance. Of course, some of these particles in this case I think actually might be pistachios and macadamia nuts, but then again, I chewed the heck out of them, so I don't know how. Yeah, I don't think anymore that would be the case. Yeah. Probably have to go back to the lemon juice enemas because they're so effective. Yeah. 2 or 3 of them all tangled together. That's freaking crazy, man. Whoa. Sometimes difficult to do the video work at the same time while filming for myself and fishing, if you will. Yeah, there's so much more in that. This is just a normal bottle brush I'm using from OXO, or whatever, however you say it, Target brand, so you can really get a perspective, and pretty standard toilet bowl, I think, as well. But yeah, I've never seen them like strung together in such a fashion. Yeah. They're all like intertwined and stuff. This is crazy. And probably horrible camera work. Yep. I apologize. Lop. Well, been on a low keto diet, and it makes it easier for me to get rid of these things. Yesterday I kind of had a bit more carbs than usual, and I could feel the feeding frenzy in my gut last night. So yeah, anytime I introduce more carbs or sugar-based things, I can definitely... Well, a while ago I used to feel these things wiggle around like crazy inside me in my stomach. And I wouldn't say it's like butterflies, because I still feel like the butterfly thing in your stomach is more an instinctual and connected to yourself personally, more so than this. But it's terrible. Sometimes I just end up doing baths with hydrogen peroxide, because that's been my go-to lately. I've actually been doing like 32, 64... 96 ounces of hydrogen peroxide, 3%, just in an entire bathtub. That's what I've been doing. I'm not saying you should or anything, because these are most likely anaerobic, so hydrogen peroxide increases oxygen in your body. To lay down. You do more research into hydrogen peroxide therapy. I've got a couple of videos. Other people have more too. You start to become more in tune with what the hell these things feel like while they're alive. Yeah, not because when they're starved, or when you've got a lot of different anti-parasitic herbs and stuff in your system, they don't move so much. But you do something that they like, then holy cow, you start to feel them move like crazy, man. Anyways, I still feel a little bit of gut die-off going on right now. I'll probably just do a cleansing water enema right after this mess. Oh my gosh, disgusting, right? I mean, it's one thing, I've been going through my own poop for a while, but I can't imagine, like, going through somebody else's poop. That just... crazy, man. using Thieves essential oil. It's probably way too strong than I should be using. But yeah, this is pretty big freaking worm, another one. And there's, I don't know if this was all attached, but you can see there's still a worm on that right there. Yeah, wow, that's another one just about the same size. Here's a whole bunch of gallstones, basically, because they're green. Some of those are liver stones, but most of those are gallstones. Did a coffee enema after this one. But yeah, it looks like about all that's in there. Yeah. So yeah, for a while I was in disbelief because I didn't really think that these could be actually liver stones, gallstones. I thought it was just nuts that didn't get chewed very well, but there's no freaking way any of it was. Coffee enemas, I haven't done them in a while because the large parasite has actually been giving me tons of trouble on that. There's some matter in there, some stones, and yeah. Long ones. Okay, so this is oxidized because this, I remember, is a garlic. I'd blend up garlic and strain it and then put that with like a quart. I've also moved on to just crushing garlic, semi-crush it, and then you pull. Crushing a clove of garlic is actually very easy to remove the skin. It's a great chef hack. But anyways, so when you crush the garlic, then I've coated it with coconut oil and I've put cloves as things as retention enemas, and it's one of the only things I've found lately that stopped this larger parasite that I'm still dealing with from feeding off of me in a way.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Relax. So this is what happens to the parasites after the garlic enemas. They get oxidized and they have this kind of red tint to it, and it looks like that's some iron that they have stolen from my body and my food and my diet. But yeah, tons. Those are mostly gallstones, liver stones, and salad.
Salad.
Yeah. Honestly, I really hope I pass this ginormous one that I'm fighting because I don't want to really freaking make more of these videos. I just want to be done with this. It's been like an entire year that's kind of been hellish to some extent. Amazing in other respects because I feel so much better, of course. Who wouldn't if they got all this stuff out of there? S.A. Wilson's Coffee, that's the one I usually suggest, and that's about it, guys. You can check out my other videos, like, share, subscribe. There's another parasite list of all the things that I've done, the methods, and this will be another one on there. So, thanks for watching, guys.